Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I have posted a video in regards to doing any modifications to my G80. Today I have a special modification as it is part of the Black Friday sale slash birthday gift to myself. I'm going to be installing a race chip. It's the GTS Black with app control. We do carry all of these products on our website, and if you don't see anything on our website that you need from RaceChip, hit us up. But like I said, I'm going to be installing this. I'm super excited. I've been waiting to put one in my car for a while, but I decided to wait it out since I had done so many things back to back. But I'm just going to show you in the box with everything that it comes with. So you have the module here, it comes with the harness, and then underneath here in this box is just some zip ties and cables to just tie everything up. So I'm just going to get started on this. I'm going to start removing the strut braces and whatnot, and then get to installing this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be removing strut brace. Oh, I grabbed the wrong size, but I'm going to do this one first anyway. I normally use the best, but sorry today. Some people don't remove strut braces, I want to give myself some more room. Just need to work. These aren't too tight. Just put these on my parts, release them. Alright, so all the nuts and the one bolt is removed. Now I'm just going to take my strut brace out. Just gonna put it over here on the shelf, out of the way. The next one's out. And now I'm going to remove the engine cover, because there's a few harnesses we have to get to underneath. I'm also going to so one of the things you're going to have to do is you're also going to have to remove the filter box. As you know, I have the BMS filter in, so I'm just going to remove the cone. I'm going to pop this off, put it to the side. I'm just going to pop this out. This just has grommets in it, so you'll just be able to pop it out really easily. I'm going to also put these on the shelf with the rest of my parts, just so I have them all in the same area. Alright, so now that you have everything removed, I'm just going to take out the wire harness now so that we could figure out which wire goes where. You're going to put wire A down below in here. Also, just note I took off the nut that goes right here underneath the auxiliary water pump. The harness is going to go underneath there to one of the connectors. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm just not going to move everything out of the way because I can barely get my hand in there. That's the first one I'm going to work on, and I'm going to get into it now. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of these connectors on A, and I'm going to feed it behind all these hoses. As you can tell, it's a very snug fit down here, but I'm just going to move over here. Jeez, it is so small down here that you could barely see. I'm just gonna find that I have the right connector. Let me just double check. So I'm going to take my connector now and hopefully try and get it in on the first shot. All right, so I had a brain fart, so I'm just going to show you what I did real quick. I just moved the hose, this hose here, above the grommet where the grommet sits, and then I also moved the auxiliary water pump above where the nut sits as well. And then I'm also just going to show you, I already have it situated on top, but this is the harness that I just have to click in now. All right, so now let's see if I can get this in. I think it's snapped in. I can get it better with my left hand, which is unfortunate because I'm dominant on my right. But I think it's snapped in. All right, so I'm just going to show you here real quick. You can see that it's connected now because when I tug on it, it's not coming apart. So now what I'm going to do is I have to get the other part of the connector onto the original side where we took off the old connector. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push this harness all the way in the back. I'm going to try looping this under so that I can get in from the other side with it. Again, just want to take your time. Okay, so I got it under. All right, so I connected the sensor off camera. I'm just going to show you where it is. I'm just going to hold this here. And if you look where my screwdriver is pointing, this is the connector I connected together. All right, now I'm going to go on to A and B, and I'm going to show you that now. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the B section. So I'm going to take off the connector here that is on the manifold, the intake manifold, and I'm just going to push down. And I took this one off. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect this. Just making sure this gets connected properly. This one's in. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and this side's in. So that's how you connect B. Now I'm going to go on to C. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the cable that's C. I'm just going to lift up this. I'm going to come around here with my pick and lift it up. And then the first thing I'm going to do is snap that one in. And do the same thing over here. So now that's all in. I'm going to actually start zip tying most of this in, and as well as putting everything back together and put on the module, I guess you would call it now. One of the things you're going to want to do too is you're going to want to take the serial number that's on the bottom of here and write it down somewhere, because sometimes it doesn't scan when you download the app. So it's just easier to write it down. That way you can manually input it in. So I am going to first find all my zip ties in my kit. And take them all out. And I'm going to see first these ones, how I want to zip tie them. I think I'm going to want to zip tie them down below so that no one can see them. Like this. I might actually remove this and wire it underneath so that it's easier, so that this doesn't stick out. So I'll do that off camera and then come back. All right, so one of the things I'm going to show you real quick that I just did off camera was I rerouted this wiring harness underneath so that it wouldn't stick out much, but I also did put all the zip ties on. So here's one of the places that I put it. Here's another, and then the third and final one's over here. Again, you can put them wherever you want. I just did these three for now in these places because it was my personal preference. The only thing I'm going to do now is just clip off the excess of them. And then the last one. Pain in the ass. That fell. I'll clean it up after. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put everything back together so that I can put this part on. I'm going to put in the intake box here. I'm going to put on the nut real quick that goes back here. Tighten that down. So just give me 2 seconds. Let me grab the nut. All right, let's hope. All right, and that's hand tight on now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this. I'm going to get my intake box now. And my cone. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do since I moved it out of the way before, I'm just going to push it back underneath now since I moved it. Okay. Now I'm going to just put this back in. And this should snap right in because it's just grommets. Just want to make sure it's in snug. Next thing I'm going to do is put back my cone and tighten my worm clamp. All right, so now I'm going to put on the engine cover. Okay, I'm gonna grab strap brace. Sometimes realize I put them on backwards. So I just have to mess around with it. There we go. Just gonna finger thread these on for now. I'm not gonna tighten them because I'm going to connect my race chip and zip tie it to my preferred position. So now, like I said, I'm just gonna go grab a pen, write it down real quick. Usually the pin will pop up. The pin is usually just the last 5 or 6 digits. I'm just gonna put this here. 7442 05 61. Okay. So I'm just gonna take my gloves off for this because I'm gonna go into my phone. One of the first things you're going to do is, I already have it in my phone, but you're just going to download the RaceChip app. So like I said, you normally can just go like this and scan it, but sometimes the autofocus is not that great in the phone. So you're just going to enter a serial number. So I'm going to enter mine. I wrote it down, but if you plugged yours in first, it's fine. 188961. Just did that. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to snap this on like so. I'm going to hit next. So it's just giving you instructions. It says ready for your module installation. Please download the installation guide and follow the instructions. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to hit next. Please make sure you have connected the tuning module described in the installation instructions. Turn on the ignition. Check if the module is powered on. Proceed with connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on my ignition real quick. Make sure that this box lights up. And then I'm going to hit connect. So I'm going to leave my phone here. Triple click. And my car's on. All right. So as you can see here, it lit up. I'm going to hit connect. Should read the pin of the last 6 numbers, like I said, which was what I had on the piece of paper. Hopefully it connects for me. Sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 tries. I'm just going to put this down. Oh, I also realized it's connecting to my Wi-Fi in my car. So it's going to ask if you would like to play with your phone. So it's going to ask for the code, which is the last 6 digits. So this is the numbers that I wrote down. So I'm just going to type it in and hit pair. Would be these 6 digits that you would obviously use. Hopefully it doesn't fail. Otherwise I have to do it again. It might time itself out, so I might have to retry it. But I just have to wait till time. See, it says all this stuff, so you just have to try it again. So I'm going to do it one more time. Some timeout, and it's in. So now you're going to have different map options, just like a JB4 would. You're going to have race, sport, and eco. In each one, you can adjust the levels. Sometimes there's 3 maps technically in each one. Sometimes there's only 2. But this is all done through your phone. You could also turn it off and on like if you want to. But I'm just going to cycle power to my car. I'm also going to zip tie it onto most probably the strut brace here. I'm going to put it probably upside down in between the filter here and the strut brace. And then I'm going to start the car. All right, so I have the clips here in the top part. I'm just going to slide my zip ties through first. And I'm going to put the zip tie in wrong. So I have both of the zip ties in there. I'm just going to cut off excess. Okay, I have that on. And now with the extra zip ties that I have left over, I am just going to zip tie this over here so that it is out of the way. I might just put another one over here for now. I have all the zip ties in now, so I'm going to start the car, take it for a spin, and mess with some of the controls, and I'll take you along with me. Alright, so as you can see, I'm outside right now. We're about to get into my car to go take it for a test drive. I am going to sit in the passenger seat because I am one of those people. It's very weird, but I don't know if anyone else feels this way like I do, but normally when I'm in the passenger seat, I definitely feel a lot more than when I'm in the driver's seat, I guess because I'm so much more focused on driving than anything else. So I'm going to sit in the passenger seat and see if I feel a difference with the race chip on. Just a key note, it should give us about 150 horsepower as well as 150 foot-pounds of torque. So yeah, let's get in the car and go for a drive. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the race chip app. I'm going to hit race because that's the mode I want to put it in. You can also fine tune it like I mentioned before. So right now I'm on map 6 on this. I could go up to map 7 if I want to, but I'm just going to leave it in map 6. Another thing I'm going to mention is basically once you're in the app, whether it's the first time, the second time, third time, whatever you want to do, you can set it and forget it. So basically every time you start the car, it'll always be in race mode on map 6. So if you decide, okay, I don't want to do that, you can just put it in sport or eco, whatever your heart desires, that's what you're going to do. I'm just going to leave it in race because that's what I want to do. And yeah, so now that it's in that mode, I'm just going to check it really quick. All right, we're good. So you close out of it, you set it, forget it, and we're going to go for the drive. All right, so we're just going to pull out of our parking lot, take it for a quick drive. We are in M2 mode, as you can see on the dash. So right now, don't feel anything yet, but we're only doing 30 miles. Oh yeah, I feel it there. It gets a little squirrely in the back. So again, the reason why I'm in the passenger seat is I'm the type of person that when I'm driving, I don't notice a lot of things or feel a lot of things. But in the passenger seat I do, I guess because I'm not in control of the vehicle. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but if you do, let me know in the comments below. Also again, this is the GTS Black RaceChip with app control. And I am in race mode on map 6. If anyone is curious as to what is the difference between RaceChip and JB4, in my opinion, I like RaceChip better. They're pretty much the same thing. It's just I think now that RaceChip is a little more user-friendly than JB4 is. JB4 used to have to use everything on the steering wheel. Now there is an app for it, but the difference between RaceChip and JB4 that I know of, well, the major difference is now that RaceChip app is free compared to JB4. JB4 I think is like $30 to download the app. Like you have to pay for the app, but it's only a one-time fee that you would have to pay for it. But I just prefer RaceChip. I think it's just a little more user-friendly. But yeah, if anyone else thinks differently, you can let me know why in the comments as well. So as you can see, there's a little pigger. Alright, so sorry about that. My battery on my rig just died on me, so I just had to figure something out. But now we're pulled over on the side of the road, and we're going to try and merge onto the highway. Definitely really squirrely in the back end. But I definitely feel it in the passenger seat. I don't think I would have felt it in the driver's seat. But I definitely feel it. I definitely think it was 100% worth it. I'm gonna do a couple more. We're gonna do a couple more pulls.